few years ago, I came back from a trip in Norway where I took this amazing picture. This picture, I took it with a disposable camera bought at the photography shop of my friend Gerard. But yet, he wanted to sell more than products. He wanted to sell services online. So before we get back to Gerard's story, let me introduce myself. Hello, I'm Camille, business analyst at Odoo, and today I'll show you how you can sell services online to boost your revenue. So please, you can scan the QR code before we get into depth in the subject. You maybe struggle with storing, shipping, tracking your physical products. Maybe you have a lot of customers, but none of them are really interacting with each other. Or maybe you want to stop trading your time for money. Well, selling services online has several benefits. First, it can be delivered digitally. Your customer just need a good internet connection. Selling services online can also enhance your customer engagement by building a community. For instance, it offers an added value beyond the product itself. And selling services online, such as subscription, e-learning, can generate passive income. So this is what we are going to dive in today. Back to Gerard's story, he is brilliant and entrepreneur. And he launched La Boule store a few years ago because he had a passion for vintage photography. And recently, he told me that he wanted to innovate and boost his cash flow. So he asked my help as a website expert. So let me explain you the 3 new services we implemented in his business. So I'll show you the configuration before we get more into the customer perspective and the business flows. So the first thing we did for Gerard was implementing a photo lab. So he wants to offer the possibility to his customer to discover the analog world in a dark room. So I'll show you how we did it in his database. So here I'm connected as Gerard in his database, and to create a photo lab, we jumped into the appointment app. Here we can see that we created a first appointment called Photo Lab. So let's see how we configure this. Here we can see that the customer can book a slot up to 30 days in the future. The availability is based on one resource because it's here where we can put the capacity of it. Since that the lab is not that big, we can handle up to 3 people. And on the website, we want to enable the customer to book from 1 up to 3 people. So we tick the manage capacities option. If we go into the option tab, we can see that there is a product associated to it. So the customer has to pay something to confirm and book his appointment. And here there is a new feature since the new version is that the customer can pay per seat. Second thing we did for Gerard was creating a photography masterclass. Gerard is brilliant. He got really the knowledge and the experience of famous photographers. So he wanted to put a e-learning platform, but he's going to extend the content over time. So he would like his customer to pay a subscription to have access to it. So let's see how we did it in his database. Going back to the dashboard, here we use the application e-learning. So before creating the e-learning platform, we just wanted to make sure that we tick the option pay course so that the customer will have to pay something to have access to the content. Going back to the course, we can open the configuration and going to the option tab. And here we can see that the enroll policy is based on payment. But also remember, Gerard wants his customer to pay a subscription to have access to it. So we had to make sure that the product is configured accordingly. So if I open the product, here we can see that on the order, it will create a course access and that the customer will have to pay 15 euros a month. But Gerard also wants to give the flexibility to his customers so that the customer, when they are fed up with this class, they just want to resiliate the subscription. So we had to make sure that in the recurring plan, we tick the closable option. So the customer will have this possibility on his portal view. But also Gérard wants to be notified if the customer just resiliate from this subscription. He wants to make sure that because he doesn't pay, well, the customer don't have access to the content anymore. So be aware that here we use Studio to create a automated action. Here we created an activity for churned customer. In the configuration, we can see that if the customer pays for the masterclass access and that the subscription status is in churn, it will automatically create an activity for Gérard, reminding him to remove the attendee from the e-learning platform. But something that's super important for Gérard is also the human connection and practical exercises while learning. So he wanted to offer the possibility to his customer also to book an online appointment with a staff member so they can receive feedback and the customer can improve their picture. So here we can jump again in the appointment app and we create a second appointment called practical exercises. Here it will only be available to book a slot during a time frame during the month of December. So this is where we defined it. The availability will be based on the user. We only have 2 staff members in Labulenso, so the customer can choose to book a slot with the favorite staff member. If we go into the option, we can see also that the customer will have to pay to minimize the amount of no-show. But of course, there are an amount of exercises that the customer will have to carry out before the meeting. So we had to make sure also that the product is configured accordingly. Here we can see that on the order, it will create a project based on a template that was created beforehand by Gérard. So anytime a person book an appointment with a staff member, we can see that the customer will have to carry out 5 different tasks. Okay, last thing we did for Gérard was implementing a membership fee. So by paying a monthly membership fee, customer can benefit 10% discount on all Laboulen store products. So let's see how we did this in this database. So of course here we'll create a new product in the subscription. So if I go in the products, I have a second product called membership fee. We can see that the customer can choose either to pay on a monthly basis or a yearly basis. We had, of course, to create a second price list for those members. Here we have the membership price list where the customer will benefit 10% discount on all products of Laboulen store. But be aware that we also need an automation action, making sure that if the customer pays for this product, its price list will change automatically. So let me show you how we did it here. So here we can see that if the customer pays for this membership fee and his price is in default, we can see that it will change his price list to membership automatically. Okay, so now that everything has been configured, let's see how any of us as a customer can book those different experiences on Laboulen store. So here I'm connected as Camille and I'm a customer, a regular customer. I often go on the shop page to buy my different film rolls before my holiday. I really love it. I'm really enjoying taking pictures and buying those different products. I can see that on Laboulen store they recently put some updates and now I can book for a photo lab and develop my picture in a dark room. I've always been passionate about it and I would love to see how you can proceed this. So I decided to book a slot for me and my friend who also has a passion for it. I can see that I have to pay 50 euros per seat. So if I pay for 2 people, I can see that I'll pay the double of it. So I want my friend also to be notified, so I'll add her name just here. So she can receive an email and she add it automatically in her agenda. Okay, if I go back on the home page, I can see also that I can follow a masterclass. I've always been curious about history of photography, so I would love to follow it. If I open it, I can see that I've paid 15 euro a month. Okay, it's fine. I can just add it to my cart. But also for me, what's important is receiving feedback, making sure I can improve my photography skills. And I can see that I can book a meeting with a staff member, so I can definitely improve my vision and also make less mistakes. So I can just open it. And since I have heard so many good things about Gerard, I would love to have a meeting with him so he can give me his feedback and his point of view. So here I'll take a slot here. I can proceed to payment, and I'm pretty happy with what's in my car. It's quite expensive, so I'll just finish it, even though I would love to buy several other items. So I can check out, since I've already paid for several film rolls in the past, my card is registered here. I can just pay it now. Okay, so here I have the confirmation of my checkout. Now I have access to my masterclass, which is great. I have also my 2 meetings that are confirmed because I paid for it, so it's definitely booked. And here I would like to see a bit more in detail regarding the practical exercises if I have more information related to it. And here I can see that I have a message saying, check your portal account to prepare the exercises before the meeting. So this is something that I'm going to do. So here I'm on my portal account. I have like a space called tasks, so it's definitely related to it. And I can see that I have several exercises to do before my meeting with Gerard. Okay, this is nice, very nice, but I don't have a lot of flexibility. I cannot really add my question here except from writing in the chatter. But I'll do with it. But a few days after, I just realized that the masterclass, I won't be that consistent and that diligent with it. So I would like to see if I could, by any chance, resiliate from it because I won't follow it. So I can open my subscription, and this is great because I can see that I have a button close subscription. So I decide to click on it, and even though I can still enjoy it till the next month, I won't follow it, I won't open it, so I just want to cancel it. I can submit it. Okay, so let's see now what Gerard see in his database after this order. So we'll jump into the sales order, and I'll open the last sales order that we got. So here several things happen. We can see that the customer booked for a photo lab, reason why we have 1 out of the 2 meeting. We can also see that the customer booked for a friend of her. The customer paid also for a masterclass access, but it turned to churn, so it means that she resiliated from it. And also reason why we automatically get a planned activity, remove the attendee from the e-learning platform. So the customer doesn't pay for it, so we don't want him to enjoy still the content. So let's jump into the e-learning platform and remove the attendee before we forget about it. Here I can find the customer. I can just remove it. I can go back to the sales order and just mark this activity as done so I don't have this mental load anymore. And last thing, we can see that the customer booked for an appointment with a staff member to do some practical exercises. So reason why we have the last meeting here, and also reason why we have a project linked to it. Remember, this is linked with the template that we created beforehand, where the customer has those 5 different tasks to do. But we want to make it more, to handle it more easily from the portal view. So we decide to share the project to the customer with an editor mode rather than a reading rule. So I can just add it here. I share the project. So she automatically receives an email saying, check out your portal account. You have access to the project now. So I can just go back on the portal view. I can refresh my page to see if anything happened. Here we can see I have now access to the project. So by opening the project, I still have access to my different tasks, but I have the Kanban view, which offers me a great flexibility to better track my progress in my different tasks. I can put a task in block. If I'm block, I can put a task in progress if I'm still not done with it. I can still have access to the chatter to upload my pictures so we have content to discuss during the meeting. And what's also great is if I'm going back to the Q&A, I can add my different question, for instance. And I can add several questions, which is quite nice. I can, of course, create a new task as well. So it offers me a lot of flexibility. Okay, so a few days after, I went to an event that was launched by Laboulen store, and I got the chance to meet the different customers from Laboulen store and got the same passion than me. And they told me that I could become a member and benefit 10% discount on all Laboulen's products if I become a member. And I didn't hear about it, but I'm checking a bit more the website, and if I'm going down, I see the offer: become a member, benefit 10% discount on all product and services. I'm very excited about it because I'm about to buy some new film rolls, but I think it would be best to first become a member before, so that I can benefit from this discount. So here I have two recurring plans that are suggested, either the monthly or the yearly membership. I have a comparison table here, and I can see that it would be more interesting to become a member and pay on a yearly basis. So I choose for this one. I can view the cards, and then I can just check out. Great. So now that I become a member officially, let's go back to the shop page so I can straight buy some film rolls. And which is quite nice that the effect is immediate, so I can see that I've got a different price list and I can see the benefits I'm offered. So I benefit 10% discount on all products, which is quite magic. Okay, so in conclusion, this is how we bridge a vintage activity with a digital evolution or revolution, would I say. So as you have seen, we use several apps. We use e-learning to create content, but we also associate it with subscriptions so that the customer can still benefit the content over time and also to make your customers loyal. We use appointment to set up some workshops combined with project to facilitate the preparation of online meetings with your customer. Of course, I show you just a few apps, but there is much more to discover, such as field service, rental, help desk. So if you have any question, don't hesitate to find me and my colleagues, and we'll be happy to help. So I hope that my talk inspired you, offering new experiences while enjoying the Odoo experiences. Thanks a lot for your attention.
Presentation.
Thank you.
We learned so many things about how to sell services on the website.
Yes, thank you.
So now we can check the pad and the questions that are written here. One of them is, can you send Google links for online meeting in appointment?
Yes, sure, it's possible. We even use it for ourselves in Odoo. You just need to synchronize your Google account from the calendar app. You just need to put your credential, and then everything will be automatically created in your calendar app, all the meetings that you got from Google. And then when you're set as a user on the appointment app, well, since that you did the synchronization with your Google account, all the links that you're going to send to your customer, it's with Google Meeting.
Another one is, how can you make the subscription free for 1 month before the customer will pay on a recurring plan?
This is a common business model and also use case that we have on other businesses, but unfortunately it's still not possible with Odoo. You would go out of standards, so it requires some customization, unfortunately.
And can we add a default closing date on the subscription when we buy them online?
This is a good question because it would be nice, for instance, if everybody pays the membership at the beginning of the month and needs to renew it at the end of the year. But unfortunately, this can only be done through a quotation template that you upload on the sales app. So you cannot put it and make it available on the website, unfortunately.
A last question will be, can you buy 2 different subscriptions with a different recurring plan?
So different recurring plans, so one monthly and one yearly. If you put them together in the card, the combination would not work. You'll have an error message saying that recurring plans are not compatible. So you need to go for one, check out, and then go for the second one and check out.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't see any more questions.
Okay.
So congratulations and
Well,
thank
thank
you.
you. Thanks a lot.